All right, there we are. Hi, ladies. It's Sierra. So I am coming on today because I wanted to show you guys how I make my special. Well, they're not really special, but they're just how I make the flowers and bows that I make my way. I know I've showed them in a few lives that we've done on Laurel's channel, but I wanted to make sure that I had a video you guys could refer back to and didn't have to search through the video to find out directions. Hi, Nadia. Hi, Debbie. Ouch. How are you guys doing today? Hi, Vanessa. I have Rose with me. She's just getting her stuff set up real quick before we start. Come on, computer. Okay, my screen's a little. I hope. Okay, so anyways, so I have been inspired to make these certain petals by Trisha from AlittleShabbyChic. Oh, that's awesome, Nadia. You finished your card box. That's super cool. And I think Jennings644 makes them as well. So how I start is I'm gonna show both how I make the flowers and the bows that I make. And so how I start is I take some linen, and this is actually linen from Walmart. I love it's a cream color and it has some speckles in it, you can see. And once you what I do is I tear the strips out so I know that they're even. Cutting them is just a pain in the butt because you don't know if it's all even and everything. And then also I like to tear them because I like the frayed edges, as you can see. I think that really adds to the project. Hi, Louise. Good evening, hun. And so I like to have the frayed edges, and then what I do is I make squares. So what I do is I fold it in half. So whatever my fabric, however long it
Hello.
is. Oh, there's Rose.
How's everyone tonight?
Hi, Jeannie. And so I fold the fabric that I have ripped into. So for the bigger ones, I do about, let me see. Oops, I'm throwing stuff around already. So I
Very
make
good,
about
Debbie. That's
yeah,
what we like to hear.
yes. I make about a 2-inch long strip. And so I fold it in half and then I fold it in half again. And then, depending on how long this is, I'm trying to make squares, so I fold it in half again. So that pretty much makes a square. It's not a perfect square, but it makes a square. If it goes too much to look like a rectangle, like I fold it in half and it looks like this, then I would fold it in thirds. I just am trying to fold it till I get square-like shape. Does not have to be exact though. It's almost better for it not to be exact. So you make sure your glue gun's on. Oops.
Jeannie says that she's not good at all making any sort of a bow.
Uh,
LOL.
you can do it. Everybody can do it. I promise. It's a lot easier than it looks.
Hi,
It's just like
Emily.
making the fabric flowers. Hi, Emily. How are you, hun? And so now I'm just cutting the strips. So I got all my squares. And then what I do when I still have everything all together to make the other edges just as tattered, I just start pulling at the strings and just pretty much shred the edges on the rest of the petals. And there's this really cool, if you go to the dollar store, you can buy this one of those like nail scrubbers. And if you rub that along the edge, it also works really well. Laurel showed me that. So I know that that does work well as well. So just pretty much I just shred up the edges just to make them tattered because I do like my bows and
Oh,
my flowers to be tattered.
Emily is tired. She got
Oh,
shelves built in her closet today for her craft room.
oh yeah, I
Wow.
saw you were live. I didn't make it, but yeah, you got a lot done today. That's awesome. So
Hi, Debbie.
I'm just shredding the edges. Hi, Margie's here. I didn't see Margie. Okay.
Margie?
So I'm just,
Mm.
yeah, I saw someone said, hi, Margie, and
Oh,
I didn't
yeah. Vanessa
see.
said hi to Margie. Yeah, she's here. She said, hello, all.
Oh, hi, Margie. Hope you guys all are doing well tonight and enjoying yourselves and crafting it up because it's the weekend.
Debbie Vignola says fabric flowers are going to be her next challenge.
Oh, you can do it, Debbie. I know you can. You are one talented lady. I hope one day we can swap or something because I just love all your Beatrix Potter projects. I
Emily
really want to
says,
do
oh my
some one
God,
day.
still didn't make a dent in the mess. LOL.
Oh.
Still have a lot to do.
So now I got my squares. So they're all ready to go. And then what you do, so this is going to be the bigger flower or bow or whatever. Um, so how you fold the square is you turn it into a diamond shape on your hand, okay? And you take this corner at the bottom and you want to put it up to the middle of the left-hand side, okay? So this corner and you go to the middle of the left-hand side. So that way you have two peaks. Do you see that? How I folded that? Let me see if it will clear up. Come on, camera. There we go.
There
So
we
you
go.
see how it has two peaks? Okay. So then when it has two peaks, then what you do is you fold it over 2/3 of the way. Okay. So that's what it ends up looking like. Come on, camera.
Hello, little crafts creations.
That's Michelle. Hi, Michelle.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you fold it over 2/3 of the way. So this is what the petal looks like, okay? And then you take your glue and you stick it in the middle right there,
Hi,
and
Vanessa.
then you just press it down. And then you have this little petal looking thing. And so I have pre-made quite a few petals. I want to show you one other way to make a petal. Like let's say you want to do a 2-layer petal. So you can do this with lace, like a thicker lace that's about the same size as your squares, maybe a little bit bigger. So what I'm going to do with this lace is I want to make my petal have some lace on it as well. So I'm going to take my square and I'm going to put it over where the lace is, and then I'm just going to cut the lace to fit the same size as the square. And it works best if your lace is about the same size as your fabric that you have ripped. So now I have the lace on the back and the fabric on the front. And so again, I make the petal the same way. I just take both pieces of fabric, I fold it up to the middle of the left hand side. So now I have two peaks. Okay. And then again, I take the right hand side and I fold it over 2/3 of the way. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 peaks. 4 points, okay? And then again with this, so now you can see it looks more lacy and it's fuller because I did two pieces. So then I take my glue gun and I just put it right in the tip right here and then I just squeeze it together. And be careful, it is hot. It is hot. Okay, so you can also make those petals as well. Okay, so I'm gonna make a couple of those petals real quick, because I like those petals. And I'll start off by showing you guys how to make a flower. I should
Hi,
have made some
Kiki.
of the petals ahead of time. Sorry, guys. Wanted to get this. I really wanted to get this tutorial up. So glad. Rose agreed to come on with me tonight.
Anytime, anytime.
Help me out. I
Kiki's
can't
in the
read chat.
house.
Hi, Kiki. How are you, hun? I hope you're doing okay. All right. I'm just cutting squares out of my
Oh
lace.
no. Nada's having a hard time watching you. She says she can't see you or hear you. Did you refresh,
Oh,
Nada? Well, she can't hear, so who
can you type for her to refresh,
yeah, we
Rose?
did that already. Well, Emily did it for me.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Nita. I'm not sure what the problem is. Yeah, I'm not sure if anyone else is having that issue or not.
Hi, Abril.
Hi, Avril. Avril.
Oh, I am feeling a lot better, Louise. Thank you so much for asking.
Yes, our good Rose is feeling better, which
Hi,
is
Margie.
wonderful. Okay, so I'm just gonna make a couple more petals. So I just again fold so there's 2 peaks and fold again so there's 4 peaks. You guys got that? And that is the same step taken for both the flower and for the bow. Okay. And so, the smaller you make the petals, the smaller your flower is going to be. The bigger you make the petals, the bigger your flower is going to be. Same with the bow. It's all about how big you make your squares. Okay. So it's pretty much up to you. 2 inches for me is going to be pretty much a standard size bow, a 2-inch strip, 2 by 2 inch square. I got glue stuck to my fingers. Have you guys ever glued so much that you just can't even feel getting burned anymore?
hmm
I know, that's something we all probably go through. Okay. All right, so I got my lacy, and you see, you can really get these petals pumped out super quick. And me, I just keep like usually a pile of squares. So whenever I want to whip up a flower or a bow, it's just right there and that, there that I can do it. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to make a flower first. So what you need to do is you need to make a circle. And I would say about for the larger flower, probably about a 1.5 inch circle, 1.25 inch would be fine. Um, and then for the smaller flower, you make a smaller circle and you just cut them out of your felt so it can have a felt backing and that also finishes it off and makes it look good. So how I'm going to place the petals down is I do this a little, everybody does it a little bit different with the petal placement. Uh, what I do is I kind of overlap my petals. So okay, so I'm going to turn it over. So I want this part on top where the fold is. I want the fold on top, and I know some people do it this way. It just depends how you like it, but I'm just showing you my way. So I want the folded piece on top, and so I'm going to turn it around and put a little bit of glue on the point at the back right here, and then I'm going to take it down to my felt, and I'm going to adhere it
Yay, Sierra's
to
here.
my
I
felt.
mean, Nada's here now.
Yay, Nada. I'm so glad you were able to make it, honey.
So Emily wants to know about how many of those petals do you put together for the bow? Well, she's making a flower
Well,
right
I'm
now.
making a flower right now, but I'll show you guys the bow in a couple minutes. Um, but for the flower, you're gonna want pretty much it just depends, like at least 6 petals. You're gonna want at least 6 petals, if not more. Okay. So then I'm going to grab a regular, or actually, no, I'm going to do another lace covered petal. And I'm going to put some glue on the tip. And what I do is I make it a point first. So I just make it so they mirror each other. So that's my first two petals, okay? And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take I don't know if I'll be able to do this actually because, yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do all lace. Okay, so then I'm gonna take some of another one of my lace petals and I'm going to put some more glue on it. And then, so now I'm going to move on to the next petal. And so I'm gonna overlap it over the first petal a little bit. So as you can see, it overlaps. So that's the first petal, and I overlapped it about the third of a way.
It's kind of like fanning, right?
Yeah. So I overlapped this petal about a third of a way over onto the first petal. And then I'm going to turn it around, and now I'm going to take another petal and just mirror it and put it right here, and again overlap it about a third of a way.
You haven't really missed much, Nada. Don't worry.
Yeah,
She's
hun.
she made the little squares, like
I
about
just made the
2 inch squares.
petals, and now I'm explaining it. And so again, now it's overlapped just like that. And so
Squares.
this is one thing I wanted to show you guys. If you look at this could be a bow, and all you'd have to do is fold back the felt right here and take some ribbon. I'm not making a bow, but I wanted to show you that you could make this a bow easily. And then you just take some ribbon and you just wind it around the middle like this, and then you have a little bow. Okay, so that is a way to make one bow. I like that, but I'm making a flower, so I'm gonna open this back up. And okay, so now I have it just like this. So now I'm gonna take another petal and put some glue on it, and I'm going to, again, I'm going to go over a third of the second petal, and it also will go over a third of the other petal because that's how it falls in there. So then I have that like that. Then again, I'm going to take the last petal and just do it the mirror image on the other side. So now I have it just like that. And so you see, it turns out to be circular, even though you use squares to make it because of how you laid the petals. So that's the main thing, is just to make sure that you're laying the petals out right. And so it is shabby, and it got, the shabby edges, and it's just a pretty little flower. And there's so many things you can do with this. Like you can go ahead and grab some smaller petals that you make with your smaller squares, and you could put some smaller petals inside. Like I'll show you what that would look like.
Hi, Aristi.
Hi, Aristi, hun, how are you doing?
Debbie says very pretty.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Debbie. So see, you could take some small petals and put them inside, and then you could make your flower fuller, and you could just, all you'd have to do, let me see, all you'd have to do is put a center in there and you'd have a really full flower. But you don't have to. This is perfectly fine. Another thing that you could do that's super easy and simple is get a doily. Let me see if I
Louise
got
says she
one.
loves your work, Sierra.
Thank you so much, Luis. You are so sweet, honey.
Nada says
Um,
beautiful.
you can take a doily and just stick a doily behind this, and look how beautiful it makes it. It's just
I
so
love it.
sweet. It's super sweet. I would probably get a smaller doily so it's just, just coming out a little
Barely
bit
shows.
on the edges like that. But so that's one flower that you can make. And there's so many possibilities, for this. I'm going to do another tutorial on making your own flower centers too. And I'm going to do that tutorial soon as well, because I really
Debbie
want to
says
show you guys
love
that
that.
too. Thank you so much, you guys. You're so sweet. Um,
Vanessa says beautiful.
Thank you. That's very sweet of you, hon.
And Nada says it's so shabby. Love it.
Yes, I love, love, love shabby flowers. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to make a bow. Okay, how I make my bows anyways. And so what I do is with the felt, I go ahead and I take the felt and I fold it, or pretty much I cut like a rectangle, or I just cut a strip out. And it depends on how big your strip is, how big your bow is going to be. Like if you're making a smaller bow, you want a smaller piece of fabric. So since I'm making a smaller bow with the um, smaller petals, I'm going to make it smaller. So I'm just going to fold it, over. Let me measure this. Okay. So
Hi, Jean.
I'm only going to need it to be about, um, like 2 inches max, pretty much a little under 2 inches, maybe 1 3/4 of an inch. So I take a square and I'm just pretty much folding it into a square and then folding it over. So now I have a piece of felt that looks like a rectangle. I have it folded over, and then I'm going to just make it into a bow. So I'm going to chop off the edges and cut inward, turn it around, and do the same thing. This doesn't need to be perfect. This is just the base. So now I end up with something looking like this, and that is what I'm going to use for my base of my bow. If you're making a bigger bow with the 2 inch by 2 inch squares, then you're going to want a bigger base. If you just understand what I'm saying, it's kind of, and so with the smaller squares, what I did is I started out with strips that are about 1.5 inches, and I tore them out just like I did in the beginning for the larger strips that were 2 inches. And then again, how I got the smaller squares is I folded it in half once I tore the strip, and then I folded it in half again, and now I'm left with a rectangle shape. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it into thirds. So I'm going to fold it a third over, and then I'm going to fold it a third behind. And then I got a square shape. And I'm going to cut my squares out.
So Vanessa says it's all about this base.
Yeah. No, it's all about the base. About that
I
base.
love that song.
Me too. I do. It's such a cute song. And again,
Yeah.
how to make this shabby is you're just pretty much digging in there with your nails and just pulling the edges off, because when you cut it and not rip it, it doesn't give that, you know, shabby look. You want to get all those little fibers out of there. And also it's good to hang on to these, because these are really cool to put like in the middle of your flowers, which I'll show you in a second. So you just want to get all your little fibers out. And
Emily, I guess Emily likes it too. She says, "Oh my God, I just looked up that song on YouTube the other day." LOL.
yeah. It's a sweet song. That lady who wrote that song, she actually was um oops, I didn't cut right there. She actually used to be a songwriter for a long time, and she finally got up the courage to start writing her own songs for herself. But before, she's written many very popular songs for other people, but she
Hmm.
never, would sing them herself. That
Oh.
lady. That's what I heard anyways. I may
Oh,
be
Emily
wrong.
says her name's Megan Trainer.
Yes, Megan Trainor. That is her name. You are correct. Oh, yeah, we're not supposed to be singing that, huh? On here. Oh,
Oh
well, I
no,
only sang a little clip of it. Hopefully, that's not a bad deal.
I
I
don't
didn't play
think
any
so.
songs.
We're just talking
Okay.
about songs that we like.
Yes. So, anyways, so I'm just kind of, making the edge all tattered. Okay, so now I have all these little squares. And again, with making the small square, it's the same exact thing. Gosh, my hands are so dirty from the
April
distressing.
wants to know what type of material is that.
So this is just a muslin, a really lightweight muslin. And it's actually from Walmart. You can get it there. It's just a really lightweight cotton calico fabric, and it has some. It's cream with black speckles. It's my go-to for making these flowers. I love how this shreds.
Sierra,
You can also use any. Uh-huh.
Vanessa is asking, is it okay if she shows how to do this on her channel?
I mean that's up to you. um. So, anyways, sorry guys. Uh So you have the smaller square, it's just like the bigger square, and then folding it is the same exact way. So you take the bottom square, you turn it into a diamond, and you take the bottom point and you fold it halfway up through the left hand edge, okay? So then you have 2 points. Okay, you got these 2 points again, one, two, and then you fold it 2/3 of the way over, and now you have 4 points. One, two, three, four. Okay. And so you take the glue, you put it in the point of the flower, and you just, close it with your fingers. And so that's how you make the smaller uh, petal. It's the same exact way as the bigger petal. So, anyways, so now I already have my base for my um,
Oh yes, Louise made a snippet roll today.
oh, that's
She says
awesome,
we inspired
Louise.
her.
Oh, you guys inspire me all the
That's
time.
what we want. We want to inspire,
Yes,
and we
that
also
is
want to be
exactly
inspired
what
by
this is
you.
all about. That's what this is all about, sharing and caring and inspiring one another. So I was going to say, if you keep all these little fibers right here, if you tuck them into the middle of your flower like this, and then you take a button, I have a wood button right here, and then you put it in the middle. Look how, oops, dang it. Look how sweet the flower is, and like the little fibers just make it all the more shabby.
I'm sure
There
it
you
would, Emily. She's asking, would this method work if you glued it to a dowel rod?
What do you mean, like to make it?
I think at on the ends of the
You
rod.
mean just like glue a dowel right here?
I
Or
think
you're
that's what you
saying
mean.
put a dowel and then glue them around so like you could actually stick it down? And I bet it would. You just have to
Yeah,
do maybe a couple layers around the dowel, maybe like four, and then do, 6, or do like 3 and then 6,
like for a three for a she's asking like for a 3D look.
Yeah, yeah. I bet that would
April
work.
says it's adorable, and
Oh,
Louise
thank
loves it.
Okay, so now got all my little petals here. Okay, and so what I'm gonna do to start off, so I got my felt base here. I'm going to take my felt base and I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the point. Okay, and then I'm going to start at the top. And so how I'm going to put this on here is I'm just going to go straight in, okay? And I'm going to put it right here. So I'm going straight in
Hi Edna,
onto the
how are you?
piece. Hi, Edna. And I'm making sure my points are always going to be going straight,
Hi
straight, straight.
Deborah.
Okay. So I'll turn it around so you can see it. So that's what it looks like on the back. Okay, so I'm going to put 3 petals going down, but the points are all going to go straight. Okay, so then take another petal, put a little bit of glue on the edge. Then again, I'm going to make sure my point is going straight, and I just layer right over the last petal. Okay, so there's like a third of it still peeking out. Okay, and then I'm going to take my last petal for this side, put a little bit of glue on the edge. Then again, I want my petal to be going straight, okay? And then I'm going to put it just right down there, and it's laying right over the last petal. So none of them are like slanted or anything. The points are all going straight. Like, does that make sense, Rose, to
It
you?
sure does. But
Okay,
the ones I made, I didn't make them that straight, that neat.
yeah. Well, I'm just trying to show you guys how I do it. I mean, I'm sure it doesn't make a huge difference, but this is just how I do
It
it, and I
does
just want you
because
guys to get.
mine's all like
I
a
just want you to
like a shaggy
yeah.
dog.
Oh, no, it's not. I just want you guys to get the same result as I am. That's why I'm telling you exactly how I do it.
Yeah,
So I'm
and
going
I
to take
love
the
that.
other side, and I'm going to, again, just lay it down just like the last one, mirror it to the last one. And I'm going to, again, go straight on there. Okay.
Nada is loving it.
And
And
I'm going to
Nada
put,
said beautiful flowers.
thank you. And you're so sweet, hun. And I'm going to take my next one. And again, the point is going to be straight. And then the third petal, the same exact thing. And so I said, so it's 6 petals for the flower, at least 6 petals, but you need 12 petals for the bow. So forgot to answer that for you, Emily. So again, I put the last one on there straight. So now this is what I end up with when I have 3 petals. And what I'm going to do is 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Okay, so Deborah has a question. She's
Yes.
asking, are you cutting 1-inch squares?
So these squares are about, oh, sorry. They're pretty much, they're just under 1.5. So they're about like 1.25 by 1.5 or a little bit longer. So they're not exact squares. Like you don't want it, if you want a shabby looking flower, you don't want them to be exact, okay? So you want them to kind of be like a little bit off. So this one is exactly 1.25 by 1.5, pretty much. This square is. So that's what I'm saying. It's not perfect. Or if you make it too perfect and you put too much thought into it, it's not going to turn out shabby. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so I take another petal. So now I'm going to do 2 on each side. So
Oh,
I
bye,
take and put,
Michelle. Thank you for joining us.
thank you, Michelle. So I'm going to take it, my petal, and again, I'm going to make sure it's straight, and I'm going to go in further, and I'm going to put my petal down, okay? And again, you can see it's straight, pointing straight, okay? Straight ahead. Take another petal, put a little glue on it, and again, I'm going to be pointing straight, and my fold's going to be down, okay?
So Deborah says, okay, fair enough.
Okay. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, mirrored way. I do not like using hot glue, but this is the only way you can make these is with hot
The
glue,
only
pretty
way to
much.
fly.
Yeah, because these flower petals, unfortunately, they're just like, you have to use hot glue because if you use fabric tack, you're going to be holding it for way too long. So again, I made both my petals going straight on, just like that, okay? So now my flower it looks like this. Now my bow looks like this. So then my last 2 petals, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the tippy top, just like I did the other ones, and I'm going to layer it all the way over so it's butting up right up against the other petals or the other side. Okay, So it's all the way butted up against the other side because I want my two petals, my last two petals, I want them to overlap a bit because I don't want the middle to be so skinny. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. So now I'm taking my last petal, put some glue on it, and then I'm overlapping it a bit. And then this is how it turns out. So now it looks like this. And now what you want to do is what I do is I take some ribbon or like I have this shabby cord. You could take some string, pretty much anything would work. And then I'm going to glue it back here on the back where the felt is. And I glue it on here. So I'm glue that on. And then I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to just, without the glue strings, and then I'm just going to wrap it just like this. Okay. And this one, it looks like I only need to wrap it a couple times and it looks fine. So I wrapped it a couple times and then I'm going to go again and turn it around like this. Put a little dot of glue on there. Oops.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing stuff around. Sorry, guys. Okay. And then I have my little bow. Like, let's say I wanted to make some dangles coming off of it. Then what I could do is I could, you know, bring the end up again and I could cut this and I could um, take a bunch of other stuff to put dangles. So I'll show you that because I do want to make a little bit of dangles. Geez Louise, my glue gun does not want to stay standing up tonight. So I'll just let him sit on his side. I know it's really bad, but that's what he wants. It's what he wants. Okay. So I'm going to make some dangles to go with my bow. So what I have over here is I have some dangles that I've cut off of dangle trims that I didn't need to use. It's actually from one of Rose's kits. And by the way, Rose does have a kit coming out in March, and she's actually already getting close to selling them out without people even knowing what the kit is because her kits have been amazing and she's been keeping the price like under $35. So, do you know how much the next kit's going to be, Rose?
Yes, 45.
Okay, it's going to be $45.
It's a
So,
fabric book.
and it's going to be a fabric book kit. So, it's going to be amazing, guys. Amazing. I'm so excited. Me and Laurel will both be doing a tutorial on it, of course. So if you guys are interested, let Rose know, PM her, and she can get you all set up with
Thank
that
you,
kit.
Kiki. I'm having problems
Oh,
with the chat.
hi, Jean. Quiet Country Creations. Sorry, I didn't see. What's
I,
wrong?
I'm having problems with the chat. I can only see only the people that are commenting. I can't see all of it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
It's fine. I'll keep a watch on it too.
Well, like I said,
No.
I can see whenever someone makes a comment, I can see that only.
Oh, okay. It's like it turned sideways or something, huh? Like the screen turned itself.
Yeah,
I think I
it's
know.
all because I wanted to put an emoji there.
I know those dang computers, they get you. So I'm just taking all these little dangle pieces and I'm just pretty much gluing them together so I can have a little dangle on my little bow and whatnot. So just making a little tiny dangle right now. And my fingers, fortunately, have been used and abused, so they don't have any problem with getting burnt up. So I think I'll add a little bit of this, or maybe I won't. Maybe it's too thick. Oh yeah, I remember I cut some of this right here. So I wanted to add a couple of these little pieces on here. It's almost like it's too thick though. Let me see what it looks like.
Bye, April. Thank you
Oh,
for
look at that. Bye, April. Thank you so much for joining us. Okay, so yeah, if I just glued that right like that would look super cute. And so the whole reason I'm making these bows, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the tip of this.
That's great,
This
Nada.
is-
Nada says she did a flower and she did a sharp dangle.
Oh, awesome, hun.
Cool.
Thank you. That's so wonderful. I hope hopefully you can share it in our Facebook group, Inspiration Alley, if you guys are in it. And so, yeah, so now my flower has a little bit of dangles, or my bow has a little bit of dangles on here. And so the reason I made or I wanted to make these bows, and also I think I'm going to put a little button.
Sierra, I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, about the chat here. There's the three little dots, and on
Yes.
one it says participants pop out chat. Should I click on that one to see if the chat comes up?
No, that won't work. That's just going to tell you who's in the chat.
Oh, and participants also.
That will tell you who's all in the chat. I won't read it
Um,
though for you. Try just closing YouTube and reopening it. Can you do that?
yeah, I can do that. I'll
Maybe
do that.
that will work.
All right.
Oh, Nadia, I'm sure your flowers are gorgeous. Don't you stop. Stop. Don't say that. Your flowers are just as gorgeous. I know they are. And so I like it to look like the bow is sewn on there. So I do kind of like a fake stitch on the bow. So I'm just going to do my little fake stitch. This, and I just will tie a knot in the back.
There you go.
It's all the little details that help.
It worked.
Yay!
Hi, Krista. How are you?
Hello, Krista. Hi, Fiona. How
Fiona.
are you, hun? So I'm just fake stitching my little button here. And then I'm going to cut off the excess. And then I'm just going to tie this together in the back. Gosh, my fingers are so stained up. Okay. So I'm going to tie that and knot it. Sorry, guys, if you can't see what I'm doing. Okay, so that's done. Now I can cut off the excess of that so it doesn't overlap the button. Okay, so now I have this, and I'm just going to put a little bit of glue back here, not too much. And then I'm going to stick it right in the middle of my bow. And then my bow, look at it, it has a little button on it now.
Oh, look at the dangles.
It's cute. And it just has a couple little dangles here just to, for a little attention. Is that clear yet?
That's so vintage.
Let me see. It's
So
so cute.
vintage looking.
I love making these. You guys can whip these out. Just keep on practicing. It's all about, the folding and putting them straight on there. They're super easy once you got it, but it just takes a little bit to get there. And so the reason I made my bows is I wanted to share these with you guys tonight also, is I made these two, son of a gun. Come on, get on there. Okay. Oh, I'm going to have to move my glue gun.
Arista says fluffy.
Fluffy. It's a
Fiona,
fluffy
super cute.
bow. Love. Oh, so
They're all
cute.
loving it.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Hi, Judy. How
Judy,
are
hello,
you, hon?
Judy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Emily, I know what you mean. Happens to the best of us. Okay, so I wanted to make a little bow or tassel because I wanted to put them on my um, journals that I made. Yes, the last few days I've been working on them. So what I have here is this is the finished one, and I want to make these bows to put them on the corner of the bags. So this is actually a pouch, and these are for sale, just so you all know.
Hi,
And
Michelle.
Hi, Michelle. And so, yeah, these are for sale. So this is what they're going to look like when they're finished. They're going to have a little bow on them. And I'm going to pin it on so you can take it off and put it wherever you like. And so it's going to come like this. So this is what the front of the journal or the pouch looks like. There's some vintage lace on it and then lots of vintage pieces of lace, doily, trims, new trims, Venice, crochet, everything. They're really sweet. And then here's the back. It has some eyelet trim on it. Okay. And so these measure, and I have two of these that I've made. They're just a little bit different. So these measure 7 inches by 9.5 inches. Okay. And so if I open it up the pouch, this is what it looks like inside, and I take the little book out. And so this is what it looks like on the inside. This is the little book that's made to fit perfectly in this pouch and match it perfectly. And
Wow, they're
so,
loving it.
oh, thank you guys. Thank you so much. Um, so I have this is my book, and so if I open up so it has this is a little pouch just to keep it closed. It's a little cover. And so if I open that up, then again you can see that this is completely decorated and all fabric collage. Just I completely love to fabric collage. It's really my favorite thing to do right now. I'm really into it. And then you open up the book and so it has a little pocket right here, this one does. And then it's just, I made a little journal and it's already sewed in, but it's all just tea dyed, tea stained pages and bags and just some nice, crunchy, yummy paper. Here's another bag. So you could turn it into a junk journal, or if you wanted, you could just, you know, journal in it. It doesn't have to be a junk journal.
Everyone's
And then
really like loving it, Sierra.
thank you guys
And
so much. Your kind words mean the world to me. Thank you so much. And then also, when you're done with this journal, you can take it out and you can just put another one right back in there, you know? So these are removable so you don't waste or ruin your base. So
Vanessa
your
says
base
this is
is
a great
still,
inspiration.
oh, thank you. And so your base is, still all done. And so, okay, so that closes back up and it goes back in the pouch. And so that is the first one, is this one. And then I have another one that I made the last few days. And so there's also this one. So she's a beaut. So she's a little bit different, as you can see. The lace that I used on her is a little bit different. And I made this kind of like more bumpy looking, the trim. I have this box pleated trim that I made on my own, actually. I've been making this box plate trim and putting it on my projects. I love it. As you can see, there's some right here as well. So yeah, it's all just collage, just like that. And this one's also going to have a bow or a flower on here with some little dangles.
Sierra,
So I think that
she
just
wants to
finishes
know how
off
much it
nicely.
is, if it's okay to ask.
Yeah. So they're gonna be $80 each. So yeah, this one will have a bow as well. And that's for both the pouch and the notebook. And so yeah, each one's $80. And so anyway, so this is the front and then this is the back. And that's what it looks like. And it's all sewn, machine sewn, and I didn't use any hot glue on it. It's all used with fabric tack, so it's nice and like flexible, not stiff at all. Um, and then inside the second one is this little booklet right here, and it's pretty much made the same way. So you can see that this is the front, and it has again the box pleated trim right here and around the edge. And you can see it kind of goes over like that. This is the back of the book, and it's just like the other back of the bag. So it's just, really shabby, and we got this really cool coffee dyed seam binding holding in the signature. And then so you open it up, and yeah, here's the box fitted trim that I handmade. And then this is the inside, the the cover. So sorry, I'm sorry, it should go this way actually. So it goes like this. So you open it up, and you can open it up and see lots of prettiness on there. And you can open it up, and then you got all your tea dyed papers and little bags. You can do all your journaling and have fun, your fun stuff. So it's all in here. And again, this one's just like the last one. When you're done with it, you can just slide it right on out and put another one right back in. So, I mean, you're just all the way ready. And this is what's keeping in the signature right here. So it's super easy to make another one, make an extra that will go with it.
Hi, Mary Lou.
So, yeah. Hi, Mary Lou. How are you, hun? I haven't seen you in forever. Oh, thank you, Mary Lou. So yeah, these are for sale. They're $80 each. Just PM me on Facebook if you're interested, or you can leave it in comments. But I prefer you PM me if you do have Facebook. So yeah, this is number 2. And again, it's going to have a little bow on this edge. I think that finishes them off nicely. Just like the bow I just showed you guys all how to make. So it looks just like this. And then here's the back. This is number 2. And then this is number 1. So I think the bow really finishes it off nicely.
Beautiful, Sierra.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you all so much for coming and joining us. I know this was a short video tonight. We just wanted to come on, and I wanted to share with you guys how to make these flowers and bows, and just how simple and easy it is, and how shabby, and they just are so yummy. You guys can do them. I know you can. They're really sweet. I would love for you guys to share with us um, how you make the bows, or if you
So
make
much
some of the bows
fun.
or flowers. I would love for you guys to share them in the group. I really would. Oh, thank you so much, Mary Lou. It's so good to see you, hon. Yes, have a good night, Debbie. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much. I feel like I haven't been on long enough. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much, Krista. You guys are amazing. So yeah, you can make these flowers super easy. I know you can do it. They're awesome, easy.
You can do it. You
Um,
can do it.
you can do it. I know you can do it. You can do it. So yeah, so a flower and bow. Oh, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. You guys can do it. And also imagine one of these just in your daughter's hair, or, even your hair. It'd be so cute.
It's so
Brandy wants to
adorable.
make them to wear in her hair. So I really just wanted to make one of these tutorials and have it out there so you guys can reference it and go back to it and watch it again and just see it without having to search through the live video to see how to make them. So anyways, we will go ahead and say good night. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you all. You are amazing. And we will be back again soon to show you guys how to make those flower centers. And hopefully Rose can join in that time too, because she's really awesome at making those flower centers as well. And we're talking about the flower centers that Jennings 644 used to make with the pearls. They are so much fun. Very inspired by Virginia, because she does the wire method, and that's the one I like as well. Virginia Twiggy is an awesome crafter too. Please check her out. And yeah, you guys, thank you so much for coming, and I hope you have a lovely evening. and we will go ahead and say goodbye.
Good night, ladies. Thank you for
Good
joining us.
night.
Goodbye.
Love you all. Bye.